9 Halloween stories from The Simpsons. Which one is your favorite? You never know why water leaks from Homer's head.
Damn it!
Springfield holds a Halloween costume contest, and a witch wins first place due to her realistic costume. However, when the mayor goes to present the prize, they discover the witch is real. People protest, it's cheating. The mayor decides to revoke the prize, which angers the witch and vows to make everyone pay. With a wave of her wand, she separates Homer's head from him, turns Marge into a skeleton, and merges the twin sisters with their horse costume. All the residents of Springfield transform into the monsters they are dressed as. Some are thrilled to gain new body and superpower. Others are less fortunate, losing their mobility and becoming dog food. Marge is frustrated because the cat keeps getting stuck in her skeletal form while she's working. At this moment, Maggie uses magic to pick up her pacifier. Lisa, transformed into Einstein, immediately finds the solution. They can have which Maggie lift the curse. Bart opposes first, not wanting to transform back. The opposition grows, and the Simpson household descends into chaos. Maggie finds herself in a dilemma. In the end, she uses her magic to turn everyone into mute pacifiers. You'll never know why Homer was punished by the demon to eat all the donuts in the world. Yet an hour later, not only did Homer feel no pain, but he still wasn't full.
I don't understand it.
It all started when Homer traded his soul for a donut with the demon Flanders. However, Homer discovered a loophole in the contract.
If I don't finish this last bite, you don't get my soul, do you?
He narrowly escaped disaster, but his cleverness ended at night when he ignored all warnings and ate the last bite of the donut, sealing the contract. Just as Flanders was about to take Homer to hell, Lisa intervened and demanded a fair trial. Until the court date, Homer was to endure donut torture in hell, which felt more like a reward to him. When trial time arrived, Flanders brought in notorious villains as witnesses. Just as the judge was about to deliver a verdict, Marge presented their wedding photo.
Dear Marge, you have given me your hand in marriage. All I can give you in return is my soul.
After the trial, Homer got his soul back, but he still managed to swindle the demon's donuts. As punishment for his trickery, Homer was transformed into a donut.
Stop picking at it.
Oh, but I'm so sweet and tasty.
You never know how Homer defeated the vampire. A handsome transfer student arrives at Springfield Elementary, and Lisa develops a crush. Just then, a bus comes rushing toward her. People around are stunned. Edmund lifts Lisa and carries her deep into the woods. He climbs a tall tree, revealing his true identity, a vampire. But Lisa isn't scared at all. She embraces him and leaps through the forest. Seeing this, Milhouse is filled with jealousy.
I feel the change coming!
Their relationship progressed quickly. Lisa invites Edmund and his father over for dinner, and Homer prepared a unique main dish for them. After dinner, Edmund sneaks Lisa away to enjoy some time alone together. Marge, worried, sends 2 dads to bring them back. The dads drive to the vampire town, where all sorts of vampires roam. Seeing Lisa and Edmund climbing the tower, Homer jumps onto Dracula's back.
Yeah!
Just as Edmund is about to bite Lisa, Homer rushes in.
Come and get it!
2 vampires immediately lunge for his neck, but because Homer is too toxic, they collapse. Homer turns into a vampire just when he wanted to fly home.
No!
You never know how much trees hate humans. A lightning bolt struck the treehouse. As a result, it came to life. It made its way to the street, where a dog started to pee on it. Meanwhile, people at the drive-in theater were enjoying a movie. The treehouse thought they were mocking disabled trees, so it immediately sought revenge. Thinking this was too inefficient, the treehouse revived the trees one by one.
Today, we celebrate our Arbor Day!
They formed an army of trees, with any wooden item joining their ranks. Tree Rollins turned out to be their spy among humans. They launched an attack on the news anchors, and even replaced statues with wooden signs. All residents of Springfield were furious. They raised their weapons, ready to fight back. At that moment, the trees began to shed their bark, and a cloud of dust filled the air. Homer's weapon also came to life and started hitting him. The trees started a massive slaughter. In the end, they created a human version of Christmas tree.
Halloween isn't over and they're already starting with Christmas.
You never know why Homer turned into a giant cannibal.
Howdy-ho, Blobberino.
The story begins with a meteorite, inside which hatches an alien marshmallow. Homer stabs it and swallows it whole. At night, Homer is extremely hungry, and no amount of food from the fridge can satisfy him. Bart wants to see what happened, but Homer shoves him into his mouth. Fortunately, Marge intervenes, saving Bart just in time. Then, Homer's belly starts to morph.
Is that the cat?
No!
Homer becomes hungrier and hungrier, heading to the Oktoberfest, where he devours beer-battered Germans one after another, but still isn't full.
Must eat more fat people. Thank God I'm in America.
Springfield turns into his buffet, and not even the police can stop him. They send Dr. Phil McGraw to try to reason with him.
And you gotta help me, help them, help you, help me, help you.
But in Homer's eyes, he's just a talking fudge. Unsurprisingly, he's also become Homer's food. Yet for the sake of his family, Homer wants to be a useful member of society. In the end, the mayor assigns him a job at a shelter, helping the homeless find a good place to belong. You never know how Maggie got possessed by a demon. The story begins when Homer buys a statue from Amazon. As Homer gazes at the statue, his eyes glow red. With his singing, red liquid starts oozing from the patterns on the wall. After calming Maggie down, Homer leaves the room, but he forgets the statue in front of her. Before long, Maggie appears at the top of the stairs.
No one leaves alive.
Marge is delighted, thinking it's Maggie's first word, but Maggie's image on the phone is red. Using her dark powers, Maggie locks all the doors, including the computer. Homer is relieved they still have some drinks left. He rushes to get it. That's when everyone realizes that Maggie is possessed by a demon. They tie Maggie to her crib, waiting for an exorcist to exorcise her, only to see the exorcist holding a crucifix and starts chanting spells. A flash of white light erupts, and Maggie returns to normal. However, the exorcist warns that the demon hasn't vanished, but has attached itself to someone else.
Let me out. This boy has the darkest soul I've ever seen.
Bart grows demon horns, but Homer laughs at it. You never know how the zombie virus was cured. A zombie burger appeared in Springfield, and just one bite turned people into zombies. Soon, the zombie virus swept through the entire town, except for the Simpsons. They shut all windows to block any danger. However, Bart wanted to eat burger and snuck out to get it. By the time Marge caught him, he had already finished eating. Homer quietly called the doctor. They learned that Bart might have antibodies, making him humanity's last hope. Suddenly, zombies broke into the Simpson house. In a critical moment, Apu saved them and drove towards the safe zone. Unfortunately, they got stuck on a pile of cars. Apu bravely got out to push the car down, and Marge was deeply grateful for Apu's sacrifice.
Where are you going?
On their way, Homer encountered Mr. Burns. Just as Homer was about to pull a prank, Mr. Burns bit his arm, infecting him.
I think the better brains is, are you brains a brain?
Together with zombie Homer, the Simpsons arrived at the safe zone. To cure the zombie virus, Bart had an idea. He bathed in the food, providing an antidote soup for everyone. He even added some special nuts for Lisa. Everyone turned back to normal, except for Homer. You never know how Homer became the Grim Reaper. A Grim Reaper broke into the Simpson house, who came to take Bart. The Simpson family immediately fell into chaos. In a critical moment, Homer knocked down the Grim Reaper. With the Reaper gone, a criminal under police siege was not only unscathed, but even made a phone call. While Homer put on the Grim Reaper's cloak on a whim, his arms began to shrink and a scythe appeared in his hand. So, Homer became the new Grim Reaper. He quickly began his work. Lisa felt proud of her dad and has Homer perform a live reaping of souls. Homer increasingly abused the Grim Reaper's powers, even eliminating some people who weren't on the list. Soon, they obtained the VIP seats, with a row of audience falling over. However, Homer hesitated when the next target was Marge. Homer tried to change it, but upon seeing his own name, he made a quick decision. He offered Marge to God in exchange, so he could return to being a normal human. But when God was about to take Marge, it was fake. Homer immediately fled on his bike, with God's beam kept chasing him, until a train passed by. Finally, Homer survived and went back to normal. You never know how Bart became a vampire. One evening, Mr. Burns invited the Simpson family over for dinner. Lisa felt uneasy. The drinks also had a strange smell.
This is blood.
But Homer drank it down regardless. Lisa had to dirty herself intentionally and took Bart away. Surprisingly, they stumbled upon a secret room. While Lisa was engrossed in a book, vampires began to close in on them. They turned to run, but Bart spotted a slide button.
When am I gonna be here again?
Down the slide, Bart delivered himself to the vampires. That night, Lisa woke up from a nightmare. When she pulled back the curtains, she was horrified to see that Bart and his friends had all turned into vampires. Seeing this, Homer finally believed that Bart was indeed a vampire.
We gotta do something. Today he's drinking people's blood. Tomorrow he could be smoking.
Under Lisa's leadership, they returned to the secret room and managed to send Mr. Burns into eternal slumber.
You're fired! Don't!
Everything back to normal, Lisa was relieved, but she didn't know that the true vampire leader wasn't Mr. Burns.
I'm the head vampire.